Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Vinland Saga. Last time around we had a gamble where basically, I guess Ragnar's troops found him and Prince Canute and saved them from Thorkel. It was more of Thorkel let them go so that he could have a full fight with Ragnar's troops. Ended about as well as you would think for Ragnar's troops. But then Askeladd and his men started a forest fire to cause a distraction. Thorfinn went in to save Canute. Thorkel was like, "Yo, best buddy," and it was like, "Yo, I knew your parents. Your dad was way stronger than me." And then he left, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna meet again. We're gonna fight again, but I'm gonna let you have the prince for now." And as reward for saving the prince, Askeladd wanted to gaze upon the prince's face, upon which they discovered he's very pretty. So, yeah, that's exactly how that went. So, like always, the reaction is down in the description and the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Vinland Saga. Here we go. Okay. I don't know, that was an interesting, like, cut between, like, all the big things, I guess. Like, I don't know. Ugh, excuse me. I mean, I don't know, like, that would be a kind of a weird place for a, I suppose, mid-season finale. I mean, does the anime kind of does that of, like, you know, if they'll split a season between part 1 and part 2. I don't know if that's what's happening here. So, I mean, I know this season is long. Like, I think it's 24, 25 episodes this season. It's the same as, right now I'm going through Jujutsu Kaisen, and they just started, basically season 1, part 2. So, I can see that happening here as well. So, yeah, but I mean, either way, the story's just going to continue, you know? So, but it was interesting, especially just seeing, you know, we saw Thorkel, we saw, you know, the king and the Yom Viking, and then we saw Leif for the first time since Thor's death. So yeah, that kind of felt like a big, like, that felt like a scene of, like, hey, this is the end of season 1, part 1. You know, maybe the show took a little, you know, couple months break and then came back and started this battle with season 1, part 2. So, I don't know. But very, very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. So we finally got the Prince Canute saying things, and yeah, he's definitely deer in the headlights, you know? Like, he is not ready for this. He is not a Viking. He's very soft. He's very fair. He's very not a warrior king. So, but even still, like, he's also kind of childlike of, you know, just looking up and it's like, there's a hawk that's so low to the ground. Ragnar, catch it. It's like, what? It's like we're talking about stuff. Like, just watch the hawk. Just don't worry about it. I don't know. I like immediately though, and this is just from my corrupted internet mind, where, like, as soon as you put Thorfinn and Canute together, it's like, oh, I can hear the Tumblr ships. Not that I think anyone from Tumblr watches Vinland Saga. I'd love to be proven wrong about that, though. I would love to see a Tumblr fandom over Vinland Saga, but yeah, and don't take that as, like, I want that or I expect that. It's just, it's my corrupted internet mind of, like, it's like, oh, well, you know, here's the rough, you know, dude with a tood, Thorfinn, and, you know, here's the fair, innocent Canute, and it's like, Yep, I could see, I can just picture the Tumblr artist being like, oh, they are going to bang so hard, So, anyway, sorry for putting that in everyone's heads, but, I don't know. This is where my mind goes, This is what happens when you're on the internet too long. It's a special degree of cynicism to predict Tumblr ships. Anyway, the Welsh. The Welsh. See, for a second, I was almost thinking, because he also said it's like, the message is from Askeladd, son of Lydia. Like, he didn't say, son of Olaf. So, it almost makes me wonder, for a second I was like, what if he's, half Danish? Whoever he's going to for his allies, maybe he is also descended from them as well as, Vikings, son of Olaf. So, I don't know, maybe, but at the very least it's just, he is allied with the Welsh, so. And the Welsh would not have brought over their big ship so willingly if it weren't for Canute being there, because they want to have the non-aggression pact with England once Denmark takes over. So that was interesting. And of course, me, I don't know why the first thing I thought of was druids, but it's just, two guys in robes. It's completely foggy and there's some pillars. My mind just goes to druids, apparently. I don't know. That would have been interesting. But also at the same time, I was like, well, they're not going to start shooting fire from their hands or something, because that's not what this show is. But, man, because they have brought up now, it's like, oh, do you believe in the legend, the sword and the stone? That, did they say Artorias? Is that the Danish name for Arthur? It might be, or the Britannian name for Arthur. Because they've referenced that now, it's like, man, I want to see that now. I want to see King Arthur show up in Vinland Saga, God, this show is so interesting, man. It's so interesting, and it's such a, again, I will always say, the historical aspect of this is so interesting. The fact that there's nothing magical, there's no, crazy twist on it or anything. It's just a show about Vikings, It's an anime about Vikings, so. Anywho. But yeah, so, morale was low until we met the Welsh. That was at least something. So, assuming, I wonder who the attackers are, because it's not Thorkel. There's no way Thorkel could have had any men catch up, but I don't know. I wonder who these, maybe they're just more Welsh, maybe they are Welsh people who don't want, the Danish takeover of England, I don't know. It's such an interesting idea, though. So, we'll have to see, but I do like Thorfinn immediately pretty much recognizing, it's like, wait a minute, there's a lot of, vantage points above us and around us to where someone could fire arrows down here. It's like, I've seen this before. Wait a minute. And Askeladd's seen this before, too, because he's done that before, my nose has been itching, all episode, and it's driving me crazy. It's, inside my nose, so. Anyway. But, yeah, so there's an ambush. Who are these people? So, I don't know, but I'm very fascinated. And luckily, and this is the first time Thorfinn has picked up a shield. I feel like that says something, that he's never picked up a shield before for combat. He's always been, I guess because he doesn't need it, because whatever attack comes his way, he will dodge, so that he then goes in for his attack. But now he must protect Canute in order to get a duel with Askeladd once they reach Gainsborough. So he must protect his fair Tumblr boyfriend. So I don't know why, this is just going to be in my head all for the rest of this video now. So interesting stuff there. And I also just love, I mean, I also love Askeladd being like, all right, who can I trust to protect the prince? Like, I'm gonna trust Thorfinn, you know? And he knows exactly, like, because he's like, yeah, Thorfinn will do it if I promise him the duel, you know? So even though he hasn't fulfilled the last, you know, he hasn't earned the last reward, you know, he hasn't earned the last duel, which was bringing him Thorkel's head, but take what he can get, so they both have to kind of take what they can get with each other. So I mean, it's just a very interesting thing, the dynamic between Askeladd and Thorfinn, you know. So, but yeah, but together, and I like he has no manners. Like, whatever manners. Like, I don't know how many manners he learned Brown while he was still in Iceland. B, he's probably forgotten any and all manners that his mother taught him, you know? Or his father, yeah, for that matter. Like Thor's probably would have been he wouldn't have been as standoffish as Thorfinn is, you know? I also love, too, that Thorkel specifically is like, oh, well, we can't follow Thorfinn anymore. And it's just like, that's all he's concerned about. He's not concerned about the prince. He's not concerned about Askeladd. He's not concerned about any of that. Not the Welsh or anyone. He is only concerned with fighting Thorfinn again, you know? It's just hilarious, you know? So, yeah, so good stuff there. And now, I guess, Season 1, Part 2, we will have our ambush. So, really, really interesting stuff, and I'm curious to see where we are going next time. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Vinland Saga reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.